Hey, Mike. This is like... So today's going to be like a crossover special. We're going to talk about the crossover event that's happening at DC, but we're also having a little bit of our own crossover right now.
We're going to kind of move on from this beer review into our actual podcast.
So you're technically in the podcast now because that's how we opened it, to discuss that. But then we're going to go into a beer review for you guys not watching.
There we go. Or listening to the podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys listen to the podcast and you don't watch the beer reviews, well, here's what we do.
and the podcast is much more indicative of our Nerdsense name.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why we do beer reviews under the Nerdsense banner.
It's because we're too lazy to think of a new name.
That's a fact.
It's just easy to go, Nerdsense Drinks, perfect.
Yeah. Very easy, not creative. Sounds like us.
Yep. So, Mike, what are we drinking?
We're drinking Rogue's Oatmeal Shakespeare Stout, or Shakespeare Oatmeal Stout, one or the other. What's it? Shakespeare Oatmeal Stout.
Yes.
Now, I have kind of a long fascination with this beer. This is the first beer I ever loved.
That's pretty awesome. Like your first craft beer you ever loved.
The first beer I ever loved.
Okay.
It wasn't the first beer I ever drank and didn't hate, but it's the first beer that I ever bought. At the time on a Beer Africa Day, I think it had a perfect 100 score at the time.
Yeah, I think it's 93 right now.
I think it's 97.
93.
Not for the bros.
Oh, I just was looking at the aggregate score.
So,
well, I don't think the bro score ever changes unless they re-review it.
Yes, and I'm certain they haven't re-reviewed this in a while. But it at the time, I think it had about like 100 or something. It was really high anyway. And I think it was on the website the number one beer. This is back when I was 21 or so.
Back on the list of oh wow, that's
long
pretty
time
epic.
ago.
Yeah, that's pretty epic though that they made that list.
And so Sean, a different Sean, and I went to a store in Chelmsford, and they had it. And we were like, whoa! We brought it home. We drank the ever-loving shit out of it, and it was something that I used to buy pretty often until I went to Hawaii, and it was a little harder to find out there. And then it wasn't. Then it became very easy, and I was buying it a lot. But when I first moved out there, very hard to find decent craft beer.
Yeah, and Rogue now, as many of you know, is obviously very easy to get. So
yep.
we mostly review beers that usually aren't that accessible. So this is good that we're doing something like this.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Because Rogue still makes really nice stuff. I think they've been eclipsed by a lot of other breweries. But at one point, they were the brewery I knew of that was making the most interesting stuff in the United States.
Yeah, they make some interesting things regardless if it's good or not. Like those, whatever they make in those hot pink bottles.
No bueno.
Any
those
of them
voodoo donuts.
The voodoo donut. There's a new one out with grape or something like that. No, I don't know.
Yeah. No, you've never been out there. So voodoo donuts is a real place.
Yeah, I know that.
It's terrible.
So I've definitely probably have had this at some point.
I hope so.
I had to have.
Yes.
I don't remember it.
I'm confident that I would have brought this over.
Yeah, I would have
times. So.
So yeah, this is an oatmeal stout. It's 2-row. I love when sites do when breweries do this. 2-row C120 chocolate and Rogue Farms Dare and Risk malts. They have their own malt. Rogue Farms Rebel hops, rolled oats, roasted barley, free range coastal water, and Pac-Man yeast. So they have their own hop variety at Rogue.
It makes sense.
That's interesting. Sweet. Yeah, ebony in color with a rich creamy head, earthy flavor, and mellow chocolate finish. Since it's such a low ABV, and we actually really want to use our Spiegelau glasses, we're going to do one each. With the Batman bottle opener.
And plus, unlike most stouts we have, which are 10, this is a manageable 5.8.
Yeah.
So.
Holy shit, Mike.
What?
That's aggressive. You filled the glass. Is that what you were going for?
That's what my doctor tells me to do. Yeah.
Fill the cup. What do we got in the look? Like it says, ebony in color. Yeah, I would say so. Black.
Yep. And a nice khaki, fluffy, awesome head. And nice retention.
Yeah, look at that.
I do wish I had left a little bit of room in there to get some good aromas out. But I'm trying to swirl the beer. It's just fuck you.
It's good nose. A lot of dark malt.
Yeah, you got that roasty malt, chocolate, like that bitter
chocolate. Yep. kind of get a sweetness of like of oatmeal almost. You get the oatmeal.
You're definitely getting
stout.
like the toasted oats. Wow, that happened. Almost getting like a weird. I'm getting in there. Almost like very minor espresso notes almost.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I love that smell you get out of oatmeal stouts like that. It's
like
almost creamier. This is
sweet chocolate, like yeah, sweet creaminess. That's a good way to put it.
It's a very nice smell.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Let's do it.
We very seldom do regular stouts, so I'm pretty excited about this.
That's tasty. Wow. Yeah, that's like not as much chocolate as I was expecting.
Nope. But you're getting a lot of oat in there.
You're getting a lot of oat.
The roasted oats.
You get definitely getting like the dark roasted malt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like bitterly finishing at the end.
I like that it's carbonated, but still sort of tastes creamy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I'm like, the mouthfeel is very interesting. It's like it's very full, but not syrupy. But it's like, yeah, it's a creamy mouthfeel.
It's almost a little lighter than you'd expect.
Yeah,
like it's a little thinner. You know. I like how roasty it is. Very much like God damn it. Sorry. I'm the worst.
I think it's okay for that for the type of thing to happen, since this is technically like the podcast, but it's not the podcast, but it is the podcast.
Fair enough.
This quote on the website pretty much sums up everything we just said. This may very well be my favorite bottled beer of all time, deeply roasted and creamy, with tantalizing bitterness, thick, smooth, and attractive, deeply satisfying. Bob Klein, the Beer Lover's Rating Guide. Like, we pretty much said exactly that.
Interesting. What do you think, Sean?
For rating?
Yeah.
I'd go 4.25.
I think 4.25 is very fair.
It's a very tasty beer.
It is, and you know what's funny is the last time I had it, it was actually a little underwhelming.
Yeah, I know. I remember you said that.
But this,
I feel like that's a thing though. Like for beers that like that you said, this is the first beer you fell in love with. Like when you go back to a beer that like you used to love, and you're like, shit.
I feel like sometimes like there's certain beers I like to have with people, and stouts are those beers. And when I'm by myself, it's weird. Like an IPA is a drink I can have by myself and chill, and like a big messed up stout I can have by myself. But this is much more of a drinking beer.
Yeah.
And when I try to compare it to those big imperial stouts I love, it doesn't compare because it isn't the same type of beer, and it's unfair.
No.
It's unfair to treat it as such.
No, and I think we had that conversation like last week too about something else. Just not recorded, but I think I said something about like the Trillium Secret Stairs stout.
Yep.
Drinking stouts, not imperial stouts or barrel aged. Like it seems like whenever we drink stouts or review stouts, it's always got to be fucking barrel aged.
Yeah.
Like,
and what did I say? I said to him,
but why not though? Like,
I said, but why have a regular stout when you can have a barrel aged stout?
Yeah. It's like, I guess that makes sense.
We like those big barrel aged, sweet, outrageously boozy stouts. It's like a
yeah. I know exactly what you mean. It's like,
yeah.
But this is nice to see where stouts with those stouts like where they started from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And even beyond that, even like not even being nostalgic, it's a very tasty beer.
Yeah.
And the 5.8, you have a few of them without throwing up all over yourself.
True story. I haven't done that in years, but yeah. Challenge accepted. How many more did you bring?
One more.
Crap.
I might. This sounds really good. Thank you.
You brought it. What do you think of me for?
Well, I always want to do beers that are a little more common.
Oh yeah, and I'm always like, no. I want to do this beer that you can only get on the 12th day of the 19th month.
What year is this?
Yeah. Yeah, this is delicious.
Right, awesome.
Yeah, so Nerdsense 425. Check out. I don't know. No, I guess we don't have to do that, right? Do we do it? Do we need to do it? We're doing a podcast. I guess just like say, hey, go listen to the podcast if you're watching this, because we're gonna keep going.